Go to YouTube. See if I'm... We'll find out in just... I'm alive right now? Hell yeah, look at that. I'm alive right now. I'm alive right now. How's that? Hopefully I can see the chat. Turn the music on. There we go. Whatever. Let's come over here. The fuck? That block was updated? The hell? Hey! Visitrain, thanks for 27 months. What's up? Welcome in. Can you hear me? Time flies? Yeah, it's been a while. That's 2 years and a couple months. Hello. Welcome in. How's the audio and everything? I did a little test recording just to hear, and it sounded fine, but I'm using a different mic than last time. My entire OBS setup's different than last time. Can you hear? Is the music too loud? Can you... You can hear the chopping, right? We got choppers. Probably shouldn't dry fire that. Hello? Music's a bit loud. Hard to hear you. Music down. Chopping can be heard. That's very important. Alright, music will go down. This time, since I have my headphones as the microphone, I can walk around and be heard just as easily. But I don't have chat with me. Alright, mute might be a little bit too low. Mouse is shit. I'm just gonna turn it down in OBS. The bigger slider bar. There we go. How does that sound? Is that better? Oh, we're putting in on the core keeper. You can hear it in and out of stream. Alright, I was quiet for a moment just to hear if it was coming through my headphones. Is that good? There might be a big delay. The computer here in the kitchen is not great. No, like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, I made basically this dish for Honey and Jazz, and they said it was a pretty banging one. So I thought I would do that. The delay isn't bad? Okay. How's the audio now? Is the music proper compared to my voice? I just want to make sure we're solid on that. The filet? My intention today was to do the pork katsu with a lemon teriyaki sauce, white rice, and a little slaw on the side, just to kind of give it some brightness. Because I thought that would help out a bit. I couldn't think of a good way to incorporate some cooked onions and peppers into it. I could just do that as a little thing on the side, a little mixed veggie thing. Because I love cooking some onions, but honestly the dish doesn't really need it. And then A little bag of mixed veggies would be really nice too. But before I go any further, I want to make sure the audio is good. We're cool on audio? It sounds good? The music? The balancing? My voice? The chopping? Audio's good. Okay. So, the first thing I want to start with is the slaw, because one, I wanted to rest in the refrigerator for the duration of the cooking. That way the slaw has a bit of a chance to soak up the sauce. Making shrimp fried rice for dinner. Yeah, sorry that it took a while to get things started. This computer, when I turned it on, was doing like automatic Windows updates and it was taking forever. And I couldn't find the hard drive that had all of my OBS settings and assets on it. So that's why we went straight to the webcam, because the only scene I'm using right now is just the scene with the giant fucking webcam on it. Also, I don't know if my mods can turn off the all of my redeems and stuff. The only thing I think I can do right now is hydrate. I got my cup, but like all of my other stuff I can't do. I can't even have the PNG up because I couldn't log into my Discord down here. So no redeems today. Let's just try not to do any redeems. So we're gonna make the slaw. It's not gonna be very Asian-y. The only thing I'm gonna do differently is I'm gonna put in a little sesame oil, not a whole lot. It's barely gonna taste like it, and a slight bit of soy, which I forgot to set out. I had like all my ingredients over here on the left, or I guess for you it's gonna be on the right. Stage left. Nice trash can, thank you. So, if you came to the stream expecting me to give you exact measurements on anything, you're gonna be sorely disappointed. This is a very vibes cooking area. Toast for free. Little sluts. Get your feet in here. Look at that. I'm just gonna scoop these out. I see Theribot says we're in an ad. Fine. Wait on that. Hold on. Hold. We'll wait for the ads to be over. Setter! Welcome in. Howdy. Welcome to the cooking stream. A little bit late, but we're here. Just gonna wait for Saribot to say that the ad's over before I can continue. Before I will continue. What else do we have? I'm gonna get this sugar over here. Salt, pepper, and some rice vinegar. There we go. Sari says we're back from the ad. Alright, so I put up a dollop of mayo in here for the slaw. We're going to mix in a couple things. A pinch of sugar. Like so. I'm gonna crack some salt in there. Some pepper. That a little, are we getting some ASMR in there? Now, we're gonna put in rice vinegar. I normally do apple cider vinegar. I don't think there's a huge difference in this. Don't put a whole lot. It doesn't need a lot. Just a little bit. And then, let me get my spoon here. And start mixing this up. Now, important thing, we're making the sauce first. A lot of people, especially myself when I was first getting into cooking things, I would be like, all right, let's chop up the cabbage, get that set in there, and then we dump the ingredients in the cabbage and then mix that up. You're just making it worse for yourself. Don't do that. Make the sauce first, taste test it, then you know you have the sauce that you want, and then put the cabbage with it. It's so much better that way. I can already tell this is going to need a little bit more. I'm holding off on the sesame and the soy because I want to make sure that the base is right before I add in the Asian flavors. We'll see what else we might put in there too. How are you all doing today? How is your Sunday? It's a really great day outside. I took a little time to stand out there while I was waiting on my coffee to finish and enjoyed the outside for a bit. All right, taste test it. Yeah, it mostly tastes like mayo. Let's get a little more rice vinegar. Hey, Portia. Get a little more vinegar in here. A little more sugar too. So how is that different from normal? You just want to sleep literally forever? You know, sometimes you want to be awake so that you can eat food. All right, let's mix that up. I can tell when it has the right amount of vinegar in it, when it looks more liquidy than it does cloddy. I don't know how you would describe it. Drained of energy for no reason. Well, I'll have you know. I read the news today. And there's plenty of reasons. So don't worry about it. You can go find one. There's plenty. You're justified. Okay, that's a little bit closer. A little bit closer to what I'm looking for. So, if you're ever in my kitchen, if you're doing baking like cookies or brownies or something like that, you can definitely use measurements. And I won't blame you. There's a couple things I'll use measurements on, but for the most part, taste your fucking food. When you're making food, taste it. You'll be able to figure out if it's good or not. Taste it as you go. All right, we're putting in a little soy, not a whole lot. A little goes a long way. It's gonna change the color. It's gonna add some saltiness, a little savoriness. And then the sesame's gonna add a little nuttiness to it. Not a lot. See, very, very little. And you're gonna see it's already making a big change. Read the news. Quick way to stress? Yeah. Super stress. And I don't know how to not do it. I don't know how to not look at the news. I feel like ignorance is bliss, but at the same time, if you know, close your eyes and cross the street, you're gonna get hit by a car. So there's only an extent to which you can live by that mantra. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I think that's gonna be pretty banging. I'm gonna liven this up with a little more vinegar. It's easier to put more in than it is to take out. So even if it's not a whole lot, you don't wanna crowd it. Just little bits. Little bits. Hey Reaper, welcome in. How are you? Can we get a head count in chat? Can everyone post like an emote or something? It says right now on this this computer here that there's only one person in chat. I'm guessing that's just like active chatters, not viewers. Doing good, glad to hear it. Hey, thanks Quartzia. Alright, let's do a little taste test. Oh, that's nice. You get hit with the sharpness of the vinegar, and then it mellows out into the like nuttiness of the sesame. Cool. Alright, sauce is good. We're gonna hold that there. And get our cabbage. Big green cabbage. Look at this bitch. Normally, when I deal with cabbage, I peel off the exterior, like, 2 layers. Just because people have been fondling these bitches. We're still gonna rinse this off in the sink, but just in case, like, any cross-contamination happens between this and anything else.
Hey, pretend I'm not naked. And I'm, like, wearing clothes.
Okay. I can pretend. Is this roleplay? Are we roleplaying?
Well, you're on stream, I wouldn't want to know. I wouldn't want people to know. The house. Completely in the nude.
Why not?
For them.
You could definitely, like, goon people about that.
Not for them.
Well, I'm just saying you could. It's the economic choice. I picked up another Windows AC unit for my... Oh! I saw window and I thought Microsoft. But, yeah. Good thing to get that AC unit now. Instead of when you're really suffering partway through the year. Alright. Very sharp knife. Hey! Itsuka, welcome in! You eat that and then accept your fate? That's how you do it. Eat first and ask questions later. So, when cutting things, how close are we here? You guys can see my hands. Use your knuckles to guide the knife. Don't just like hold this here and cut. It's gonna be not giving you the right cuts. And then look at this cutting motion. You wanna like slice. You're not chopping like this with this knife. I have a chopping knife. Chef knife is for slicing. So you wanna use the length of the blade for this. Look at that. Also, balance. Find where your balance is. Right here. Grip it there. And it'll be way more stable. And we're just gonna chop up all of this cabbage very finely. Using your knuckle. You should never cut yourself while slicing up food this way. There's plenty of other ways you could definitely do it. That should help you avoid that problem. Doing good. Hey, Volt Hunter, how are you? Alright. Now, let's turn all of this. We're gonna give this another cut this way. They don't need to be like super short. Oh, your house AC is busted? Yeah, that's a good reason to get a window AC.
Everything in our house. Matter of time, right?
Mm-hmm. You like,
It's always something.
if you didn't like clog up your AC with all the poop in there, you know, maybe you would have better airflow in your room.
I didn't like.
Yeah.
I like how it's squishy.
Well, you know, I guess that's the sacrifice you make. You know, it's either squishy toes or,
Plus,
you know,
when
working
it gets hot
AC.
up there, all the shit starts. It makes it good.
You know, I always wondered why you had such weird brownies, but I guess it makes sense now.
Well, actually, that's completely.
Mostly?
I do.
Uh-huh.
When I make it, like otherwise.
You're a very toes-centric person.
Yeah, you know me. That's always been my thing.
Did somebody say feet? I'm taking these core chunks that I'm gonna definitely chop up a little bit more. Hey, can you double check that you don't have the portable hard drive in your room? Because me and Jazz looked all over it.
So, I'm gonna be honest with you. Are legally acquired copies of.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
In fact, I was recently grabbing stuff to Lexer,
Mm-hmm.
so I was going to do that and wasn't. So I was use it.
Cat! We got Sally. Oh, we got raided! Hey, Chance! Welcome in! How was the rest of Girls Frontline? Did you, I don't know, shoot stuff? Did you unlock people? Welcome in! It was chillin', nice. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Eotidiss, Shapeshifter from another dimension, currently making some food. I'm making a slaw right now. Got like a little sesame vibe to it. I just chopped some cabbage. I'm stirring it in here. I got a goated gun while stressing out loot. Oh, that's cool. Why, did she not give it to you? Are you like bankrupting the economy? Is that why? Not that, you know. You're in a race with a certain somebody else to do that. That is pretty good. Alright, let's more finely chop these pieces. So we're making like an Asian slaw, and by that, don't ask anyone who's actually Asian or cares about cultural accuracy or anything like that. I just made slaw and added sesame oil to it and a little soy sauce. And I don't think they patented that, so you know, I'm just gonna call it that. Or you get away with it by saying inspired, right? I say it's an Asian inspired slaw. That's the secret. In a risky tin pull when I should have been saving for a banner girl that's in 4 days. It got me the rest of the currency I needed for the gun though. Oh. Of course. Of course it's a gotcha. I should have realized that when it was hot anime girls. I saw her play it a little bit. I thought it was like an XCOM thing.
I mean, it is, but you know.
Yuppers.
Girls Frontline. Pretty sure that's the one where all of the anime girls are guns, so like they take the names.
Oh, is that? They were girls with guns. So it's like an anime girl holding an anime girl that was a gun?
No.
But they are the gun?
I haven't played it.
Okay.
But in I know that it's very popular. A lot of the times when you stuff for like any game, someone will have ported the anime girl models over from Girls Front. People really like the characters.
Must be good then.
No. There's some people.
Oh, well, the models at least.
Alright.
Okay, so now that I got the first thing done, we made the slaw. I'm going to plastic wrap this and scare the cat, apparently.
She's been really...
And the only reason I'm wrapping this is that there's possible stank in the fridge, and I don't want it in the slaw.
Mickey Mouse could...
It's a secret tool we'll use for later! They just saw my feet again. saw it for free. Did you know Jazz put Party Melt in her ramen? Yeah. So we were gonna get Velveeta, but then we saw Myers brand Party Melt was like $2 cheaper. So we were like,
and Party Melt both sound like terrible options to me.
But she put it in her ramen, and I was like, huh, interesting.
I don't know what it is. Or in like a bunch of fucking dairy products.
Getting feet for free. Let's go. Hey, it's I don't have my model or any other assets or any redeems, so I gotta make up for it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm letting you all have that. But obviously only for the people here now. Nobody else can have it, let alone people that might be watching on YouTube in the future when this is still up on the internet, I guess. Oops. Oh well.
Hey guys, check out my feet or whatever, and then like they're not like pretty at all. They're like covered in hair. They're like big old hobbit feet, you know.
I'm just picking lint out of them.
Yeah, and yeah, Chad's just like, oh yeah,
oh fuck, I'm coming. Oh fuck. Never thought about putting cheese in my ramen. Cheese ramen is iffy. Yeah, I mean, I can't knock it because I haven't tried it, but I'm kind of like passive-aggressively knocking it. Just not like wholeheartedly with like my chest out knocking it. Now, rice is next. Because I want to get the rice cooked while we're making the pork. I'm also gonna start the oil. Gonna get the oil going for when we fry things. We've got generic enriched long grain white rice, fan favorite, secret recipe that's been in the family for one generation. Huh? That is generic. Well, somebody has to make the generic. And that someone's Kroger. There we go. You're on the fast track to not getting any food tonight, young lady.
yes.
Okay, what do you guys put in your ramen? I put peanut butter in my ramen. I usually put peanut butter and sriracha with a little seasoning packet. Stir that bitch up. I think that's pretty good. Y'all feed honey? Yeah, against our best wishes, we do have to keep her alive. Otherwise, someone might come snooping around. Peanut butter? Yeah. What's wrong with peanut butter? It's not weird. It's normal. Well, okay, to be fair, they didn't say it was weird. It was just Deader saying peanut butter with a question mark. And this means that if you're agreeing that it's weird and he's saying it's weird, that means you agree with Deader. And I could probably just... Ketchup. Okay, I haven't heard that one. I haven't tried it. Again, I don't want to knock it until I try it. I'm just gonna say on the outset, though, it's not what I would go with. It's not the first thing I think of.
That's alright, I'll knock it. You're insane.
Hey, Buffy! Hey, Space Buffoon. So, whenever you guys are cooking your rice, this is an important step I think a lot of you have been skipping. Agitate your rice. Get all that starch loosened up. Drain it out.
Yeah. Hey, Rice. Your mother never amounted to anything before she died. Hey, Rice, fuck you, you're a shit driver.
Alright,
Look at it getting agitated, it's very angry.
yeah. Yeah, I understood that. Alright, we're changing it up. I'm molesting the rice until all the starch has been liberated from it.
Hey, rice. Pretty mature for your age.
It's only really okay for, like, generic chicken ramen? That's fine. I mean, I'm not... If I'm getting ramen and it's not, like, the little packs, the little dried packs that come from the cabinet, I'm not doing anything to it. I'm just gonna eat it how the chef made it. Right? I'm not gonna, like, throw... If I get ramen from a ramen restaurant, I'm not gonna, like, pull out my jar of peanut butter from my purse and crack that open and scoop it in. You know? I only do the ketchup thing because I picked it up from Homie, but it definitely stuck. Well, I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, I did just say I put sriracha in it, and that's like a red condiment, so that's pretty much the same thing as ketchup. I'm going in for a third. I'm going in for a third molestation here on the rice. What about third moles? Alright, it's not nearly as cloudy this time. Alright, by doing this, you make the rice less likely to become one big clod. Leaving the starch in there means that all of the rice kernels are just gonna kind of gloop together into a big starchy mess. Doing this will have a bit more separation on your kernels. Yes, much better. Now, if you wanted to get really ritzy with this, you could, you know what? Let's get really ritzy with this. There we go. Little secret from restaurants. Put butter. Just put butter straight in with your rice. No joke. Alright, I put in 2 cups of rice. See my fill line? Oh, I'm too good. Nailed it. If I was doing Mexican white rice, when I made nachos the other night, I usually put in a bunch of cilantro in while it's cooking so that the cilantro sort of flavors the rice. Also do sriracha, see? Great minds think alike. Alright, we have started the rice. We have made the slaw. I hate this thing. I hate this little temperature gauge so much. The lip of this pot sort of caves out, but it has to like perfectly balance. I'm trying to get this right at 300. I don't know if you can see well enough where the green and the red is, but we're gonna try to get this right in the 300 to 350 area. So let's make our breading. Now, fuck you. Please don't already be fucking. You don't normally want this touching the bottom because then it's just going to give you the temperature of the pot, not the oil. But dude, this thing aggravates the piss out of me. Alright, it's not touching the bottom. But it is already there, so we're gonna turn down the heat. We don't want to burn the oil. This is just canola oil. I don't even think... let me double check. Yeah, it's just canola oil. I've already cooked potatoes in this oil for another thing and then saved it, so it might have a little potatoy flavor. Now, normally when you would do a katsu, you would have panko breading, but I don't have panko breading. So we're just going to make something and then very lightly flavor it. We don't want a lot of flavor coming from this. Usually with the katsu, I don't feel like that's where most of your flavor comes from. So we're gonna get some flour. Fuck you, dude. Just stay. Stay. Good girl. We're gonna get some flour in here. Again, I don't measure shit. Shit don't get measured in this family. I just know I need some flour. I need cornstarch. I'm gonna put these over on the right side here. Or stage right. I'm gonna say stage right. I think it's reversed for you all. Then, we're gonna add a little bit of garlic powder. Just a little. You don't wanna like drown it in garlic. And over here. My salt and pepper. Salt. And pepper. And we're gonna taste it, just like anything else we're doing. Why don't I measure things out? Because first of all, you never know what you're gonna have in your kitchen. You might have to make a play, or you have to do something flexible. You know? Oh, we're in an ad? Understandable. Oh, wait. Little onion powder too. Let's drink water while we wait for people to come back from the ad. For those of you that are subscribers here, thank you so much for your patronage. We appreciate you. You make all of this possible. I hope you're also excited for the Ocarina of Time randomizer race I'm doing tomorrow with Alpaca. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I have no idea how long it's going to take, but I know from experience that I have more endurance than the Alpaca does. I'm able to hang longer. Now, is that because I'm naturally better? Definitely, for sure. I'm just built different. Definitely has nothing to do with him doing like multiple 12-hour streams, like back to back to back. Alright, so I added some garlic in here. I tasted it. I thought it was a little bland, so I'm gonna add a little onion powder to it as well. And then crack some more pepper in here. You're betting all to Alpaca? That's fair. He has been on the randomizer grind a bit more than me. Please. Thermometer. Also, I need to turn that down a little more. He's been doing lots of randomizer. But, I think I'm better at routing. I'm better at full clearing. And my capabilities as a combat enthusiast in gaming, I think is going to carry me through to a victory. But we'll see. Okay. That's better. It's not gonna taste like a lot. We want it to be a very, very light flavor. because the pork is going to have its meaty flavor. And then we're also going to be making a lemon teriyaki glaze, so we don't want to overdo the flavor on the breading. So there we go. We're going to set this aside back here and move on to cutting up our pork into little slivers. Or I could do it as just big patties and then cut it afterwards. I feel like if I want to stretch how much food I have, cutting it first and breading it so that you use more breading is the way to go. We'll basically have little pork fritters. But what do you guys think? Should we fry them as big patties, or do you want me to cut them into strips, bread them, and then fry them? We do big patties first, and then cut the patty for plating. I think either one sounds fine. I'll leave it in your ballpark. What do you guys think? While I move stuff, get this out of the way. And let me get another pot out for when I do the sauce, the lemon teriyaki sauce. There we go. Alright, we'll just fry them as patties then, that's cool with me. I'm gonna get this. Achoo! Excuse me. Thermometer? Please? Move this over. And I've got my pork chops right here. We're just gonna place these right in. Because it's such a light breading, we don't need to like concern ourselves with like a bread or an egg wash or anything like that. I probably could pat these dry with paper towels. That might have been okay. Wet hand, dry hand. Wet hand touches wet meat. Dry hand touches the breading. There we go. Get it coated. Again, it's really light. We're not looking for like a super thick coating on here, right? We don't need a whole lot. All right, wet hand. Flip this over. Dry hand. Coat it. Very light. We don't need to overcomplicate it. Wet hand. Continue to use wet hand over here. Should I have worn a black shirt when making something breaded? Probably not. Probably could have worn a white shirt or actually put on an apron. Someone out there probably would have said that's a good idea. Yeah. Fully covered pork. Put this here. Our rice is already done cooking. These boys like that. Get my other chops. I'm not going to use all of these. Wet hand. And then dry hand. Uh-oh, the music. Where did my music go? Music? What happened? Well, guess we're kind of fucked. It's just you and me now. Gotta listen to the sound of my voice until I'm finished with this part, wash my hands, and then go over there. Go back to the computer. Gonna do our own lo-fi. I don't know how to make like little rain noises happen. Oh, I can turn the sync on. There. It's, now we got lo-fi. You always need the rain in the background. Does that work? No, the noise gate is not letting it through. Okay, never mind on that then. Alright, these boys are doughed up. Now this stuff, I want to save this. If I make another pork thing in the future and this works, fantastic. If it doesn't work, then I know to add something to it or to toss it out. So again, I'm gonna just sit this back here, wash my hands, and go figure out what happened with the music. Also my hand towel. Why are you over here? Music makes the people come together. Video, yeah, I'm still watching. Thanks for confirming. Jeez. So rude. Absolutely rude. Now, my rice finished. I'm not gonna put this on stream, but I'm gonna come over here, take a look at it. It is not finished. The liar. That's not good. There's so much water in here still. It like didn't cook out the water at all. Hold on. That's weird. I thought it had finished early. Don't know what's up with that. Alright, our temperature looking good. Let's prepare for when the pork is finished. I'm gonna lay down some paper towels so that when they come out of the oil, there's something to catch it. I don't need my knife anymore. We're done cutting. And let's put in our first chop. Very gently. Just let it do its thing. Get a set of tongs for it. And while that's cooking, we're gonna work on our sauce. So what do we need for the sauce? Pretty simple. A lot of fucking sugar. I'm not even kidding. Put like a bunch of sugar here. Thinking like a 1/4 cup of that. Right there. Just dump that all in. And no joke, the tiniest, just the smallest little bit of water. You don't need a lot, just a little bit of water. I'm gonna get hot water at that. You don't need a lot, just a little. You're gonna be like, but aren't you making a sauce? Yes, I know, but just a little bit. Because when the sugar melts, it becomes a liquid. I know, crazy. And you want it to be like a glaze, so you want it to have that thickness there. Just a little bit. Look at that. Not even enough to like get all of it wet. And I'm gonna turn the heat up over here. And get my silicone spatula. I like using this thing if I have anything sort of like candy. I'm expecting it to be super hot because it's easy to clean off. Sugary stuff can get super sticky. Shit ton of water? You didn't listen. You failed the test, Itsuka. You failed it. Let's pull this baby up. Just to see how it be cooking. It do be. You. Stay where you're at. I despise you. So, with the lemon teriyaki, a really small amount of sugar. You all aren't listening. You all are gonna flunk. You're flunking out. So we're going to let our sugar, see how it's already getting very, very liquidy. It does not take a lot of water to get all of that melted down. Plus we're gonna be adding in lemon juice and teriyaki to it. So we're gonna have even more liquid in there. I'm gonna turn up the heat on the oil because it looks like the cold chops has brought it down pretty well. We're gonna hopefully, after this first one, have a much better idea of our cook time for the pork. I'll be honest, full disclosure, I'm so fucking hungry right now. I could eat something right this minute. I kind of want to just stuff that slaw in my face. Okay. Our sugar is starting to cook. You want to make sure that once it starts boiling, to keep it stirring, because it will start to form little sheets at the bottom. Like if you let the sugar start hardening, then you'll have some problems. It will not make for a good glaze. So now that we've got it melty, let me see if I can move the camera to include both cooking stations here now that we're kind of done with the chopping. There we go. Have that on the heat there, bubbling. Let's get this guy turned. There we go. Turned up. There we go. And now, I'm gonna turn down the heat on the glaze a little bit and turn the heat up on this so you're dropping down fast. And I'm gonna put in lemon juice. Just squeeze it in there. And my teriyaki. We didn't want to put those in first because every time I've done that, it's made the sugar clump up, and I don't know why. So since then, I have let the sugar and water mix together and then add in the lemon and teriyaki. There's probably some chemistry reason for that, but I don't know why. Find your local Alton Brown and maybe ask him. Maybe there's something to do with the acid mixing with the sugar, but there we go. We're going to keep that stirred and just have a little taste. Oh, that's delicious. You get both the teriyaki and the lemon, And now we're just gonna leave that on a nice simmer, just to keep it from congealing, but we also don't want it to burn. We can just leave that there. And that's not a whole lot. Like, I'm sure you can see it's just a little bit, but you don't need a whole lot. It is packed with flavor. It is super sweet. I'm actually gonna add something in spicy there, so that we have a little bit of spice in this dish. Because you'll know, we try to hit all the flavor profiles in whenever I'm cooking. So there's sweet, spicy, sour, bitter, savory. We have the sweet coming from our lemon teriyaki. We've got a little sour, bitter coming from the slaw because it's got the vinegar and the cabbage in there. And then we've got savory from the pork. We don't have something very salty, but we could probably put a little soy on the rice, and that'd bring out the salty. I'm gonna let this sit here. I'm gonna turn the heat up on my oil, because in that cooking process we lost a lot of heat. So I'm gonna get it up on the higher end. Dropping in cold pork chops into hot oil is of course going to bring the temperature down. This is why when you go to like a McDonald's, a fast food joint, whenever they're putting in fries, they can't continuously drop fries and bring fries out. You will bring down the oil, and then you cannot make the fries as fast anyway. If you're ever wondering why they have to wait on the fries and you might still see the basket sitting above the oil, and you're like, damn, why don't they just put some more fries in? It's probably because the temp's too low. And if they drop another bag in, it's gonna bring the oil down so much that the fries aren't gonna cook. So that's a little thing to keep in mind if you're ever wondering why in your fast food experience it doesn't seem like they're running optimally. Little note from me to you. Save yourself some temper tantrum you might have in the future about that. Alright, I don't think you guys can see this because it's tilted away from the camera, but we're just now hitting 300 on that. I said I didn't need my knife, and now I need to cut the pork. And now we're pork cutters. Okay. I don't know why the rice stopped so early last time, because now it's going. Now we've got a full go here. Our very light breading on this. Not a whole lot's necessary. You can see, maybe, is it too blurry? You can see just the lightest little bit of breading on there. Seems alright to me. I think we can hit this with way higher temperature so we can get the outside crispier faster. I think these guys have also sat here long enough that we could do a little double dip on them while we wait for this to get back up to temp. Still, you don't want it to be too heavy. And if this was panko, this would be way easier. If you haven't gotten panko from the store, it's just a different kind of breadcrumb. You would definitely get a way more traditional Katsu looking breading to it if you just use panko. This is why I don't measure things out. I just do vibes-based cooking, because you don't always have exactly what you want to get the dish you want. You have to be able to roll with the punches. And that's what we're doing today. Could I have made an entirely different dish than calling this pork katsu? Probably. Could have called this like a traditional Indiana, like fried tenderloin. But I wanted to have something Asian. So this was the closest thing I could think of. Plus, it's gonna taste delicious either way. It's gonna be good. And I'm pretty sure any of you could do this. Like, you have flour in your house. If you've done any cooking, you've got flour in your house. You probably have garlic powder and onion powder, salt and pepper. So you can make a breading. Maybe you have to go get some oil. Hell, you can pan fry these. No problem. You don't have to fill up a pot full of oil for them. You can just put these in a pan and flip them over. You just got to be careful with it. These are incredibly thin. I don't know if you could see the thinness on them. But they are super thin. So it wouldn't be bad for these to be pan fried at all. It's just not what I was doing today. I think this would be easier for you to see on the camera with the oil frying it. Just because if I was doing pan frying, I think it would be hard to see that. I use this burner for all of my frying. This is for like boiling, and this is my sauce one. I might be a little obsessive. This is how I do my setup, and I don't use this burner at all because it basically is broken. And we haven't gotten around to fixing it. I have designated each of these burners to a different job, and that's what they do now. If I'm boiling potatoes, if I'm frying oil, this burner. This is my sauce / side dish burner. This is my main dish burner. Keep this stirring. Alright, and back there. I'm gonna move you back here. I'm gonna crank the heat up on this because I'm about to drop these pork chops in here. And they're gonna drop the temperature down when that happens. So I want it to be a little over when I do. There we go. That looks like a fry. Bueno. Now we just get to hang out and chill while these guys cook. Let's see if these ones end up with a bit of a crispier skin on it than this one did. Because while you can still see there's a little breading on it, it took so long to fry that I think it overcooked the inside. This one's a little bit dry. I'm still gonna mix these in there. We're not too picky around here. Yeah. It dried out quite a bit. There we go. Now we're maintaining temp this time. It's not dropping down. A little candy thermometer for your kitchen can go a long way. There's a lot you can do with it. Oh, are we getting... You getting a little ASMR there? Can you guys hear it? I'll lean in close without getting my face in the camera. Oh, we're frying now. Sorry, your name is like gray on black. Is that stupid? Am I seeing stupid in the chat there? I wasn't sure if it was stupid or sploon. There we go. Now, Ho 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 ho, you little bitch. He was coming for me. Get back on there. You're just trying to make this as hard as you can, can't you? Aren't you? You are. It's not a matter of can you or can't you. You are. There we go. That is cooked. Much better. So because I cooked that way faster that time, I don't think it should be as dried out. Let's put in one of our long boys. Let the long boy ruminate in there for a bit. Alright, the thermometer can't handle such frying. It's an extreme amount of frying. Let's get our bowls out. We did the dishes. Plates or bowls? I like these big soup bowls. I think I'll, there we go. Get some rice. I need my rice scooper. My plastic rice scooper, please. Yeah, that butter in the rice, it makes all the difference, baby. There we go. First bowl. I'm just gonna stick this here and hopefully it doesn't fuck anything up. No! Hey, K-Lizzie! I don't know if you're listening to me through an ad right now. People got hit with an ad right as I started cooking shit up. Pop this one in. Always try to have it flop away from you. Alright, let's get the next bowl of rice. There we go, cooked. Are we back from the ad break? I'm not looking at the screen right now. Put this here. You guys back? You're back. Okay. Or at least Saribot seems to think so. Let's get the last bit of rice. Squeeze me, rice. Please come hitherful. I'm gonna unplug it. Unto hitherful. You all finished and completed rice, so please exit the bowl. Please do not stay in the bowl. I'd appreciate it. There we go. Are you done yet? Thermometer, please! I'm done. Alright, welcome in, Rip. Hope you're doing good. We're nearing the plating portion of our cooking here. Our pork has been fried from high temperature. to try to get a crispy exterior. Yeah. Remove this and set this aside. Now, we also have our slaw that we made earlier, our sesame slaw. And now, at the very end, we're going to add simply some crushed red pepper to the sauce. Just to give it a little bit of spice, not a whole lot. We have some casual spice enjoyers in the house. I'm gonna turn the heat back up on this just to get it gurgling. Bring out the flavor of the chilies. The crushed red pepper. How are you doing today, Rip? Nice, nice. There we go. Alright, bring that back down. Let's give it a little taste. It's very thick now. It is more of a glaze than it is a sauce. Bready. Thinking about how I would do this differently without doing the panko and egg wash that I think I would do if I had the panko, I think I would have breaded these and then froze them. Did this like overnight, bread these guys, put them in the freezer, and then come out and put them in the deep fryer. That way the outside could have gotten like super crispy before the inside would get dried out. Just finishing your college semester? Nice. I'm doing pretty good. I'm hungry as fuck, so we're about to get that rectified. Alright, let's turn off the heat on this and pull this last one out. There we go. Try to get the oil off. This might be the best one. There we go. And we'll start chopping these guys up. Give it a taste. Again, everything you do in the kitchen, taste that shit. Before you serve it to someone, make sure it tastes good. Now that said, we're poor ass motherfuckers, so even if this tasted like shit, we'd still be eating it. But I at least know going into it what to say about the flavor. What's in the sweet and sour being made? We just put in a bunch of sugar, a little bit of water, heated that up until it was fully saturated in a liquid, then added in lemon juice and teriyaki, just a little bit. And then we let that sit on the burner for a while so that it could thicken back up again. You don't want to put in too much water. It's so easy to put in too much water and have it end up just being a slosh. So just put in a tiny little bit of water when you're making the teriyaki. The sugar will heat up and it will melt and it'll be fantastic. That one is still fucking hot. Ouch. Let me have a little taste of this one too. They got better as we went along. That's how it should be. But you mostly taste the pork. Again, I didn't want the breading to be very forward. Obviously, you want there to be some flavor there. Let's start plating these up then. This is my like super dry pork, so we're gonna put a couple of those here. Spread those around. Now the more moist ones. Is this the best Katsu that could be made? No. There's somebody out there seeing this video in the future, and they're cringing like crazy. And it's probably me. I'll probably look back on this and be like, there's like 10 other ways I could have done this better. But for what it's worth, it's still gonna be good. That's what you have to... If you worry about doing it the right way, you'll let, what's the saying? Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. This is gonna be good. Is it perfect? No. But hardly anything is. Spread this pork around. This last fucking super hot one. I can't wait to see how the dish comes out. Cooking is my favorite to do. I'm really into cooking by scratch and cooking many cultural dishes of all kinds, so I love to see people doing the same. That's the best thing about cooking, you can always add to it. Yeah! Like, if you get caught up in the what-ifs, this is like a life lesson in general, then you'll never get anywhere. I do this with my avatars a lot, where I get an idea and I want to really work them. But if I got upset with my limitations, I wouldn't have ever progressed in the first place. I had to start somewhere, right? Yeah. That last one was the best one. Okay. Now, let me clear this space. So we can finish plating. And then deliver. I've got my sesame slaw here. We have our glaze. Let's hit him with the glaze first. Honestly, I think we need to touch this up a bit. I think I let it sit over there for too long. Because I was explaining how things went, it took a little too long to get that going. You want to make braised pork again? That's an excellent idea. Just a little bit. Again, it doesn't need a whole lot. You just put in a little bit. Let's crank this up. It was not even like a teaspoon. And instantly it went from being very congealed to very saucy. So we escaped the glaze area. It was basically a soft candy before I just added that water in. We're gonna let this cook at high heat for just a little bit. This will also get these chilies out. The only problem is you don't want it to sit at high heat for too long because we will burn the sugar. And it'll just end up tasting like fucking burnt marshmallows or some shit. You can already see it's getting very dark. I'm concerned about that. I'm gonna pull it off the heat for a moment. I would rather have it be a little saucy than be burnt. You know? Is that fair? Yeah, that tastes pretty good. It's gonna be a little saucy, but I'm worried about letting it sit there too long. Let's drizzle this on. Let me spread this out a little. There we go. Easy. Let's get our slaw in there. Our sesame slaw. I probably should have put soy on the rice before putting the pork on, but whatever. Scooch. Do a little scooching. Hell yeah. Again, do a little scooching. Honey, are you there? Come get your food. Zyla! Thank you! Or was that Azathoth? I'm in the house? Azathoth's in the house? Hold on, I missed... Did we get raided? I missed it. Well, welcome in, Zyla. Thank you so much, Azathoth. Gordon Ramsay would approve. I don't think I've ever seen Gordon get upset at a home cook before. I think he only gets mad when people do a shit job of paid for food. Alright, let's get our gay forks out and go deliver this. Oh. Yeah, there you go.
Food? Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Thank you so much.
take this down to Jazz. If you want more sauce, I think I'm just gonna make some more, but Jazz isn't gonna get it. She doesn't deserve it.
I'm too hungry to be picky.
That's what I told them. Food.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. The succubus strikes again. All right. Let's eat it for ourselves now. Let's get in there. You feel ill? You need a new job? I think that's fair. I think we all do. Let's see. Hey, Zyla? Oh, I'm sorry, Zyla. I missed your name coming up separate. It's really hard to read names on this, so I was just doing it based off of color. I was being colorist. Mm-hmm. The problem is, I used the last of the teriyaki, so if I made more sauce, it'd have to be like just a lemon. Or maybe like lemon garlic? We do have some fresh garlic.
No, looking at you cooking it, and I was like, no way I'm finishing that. Thank you.
You're welcome. You made a new magic deck that sucks ass? That's like... Look, I can pilot magic decks. I can play them. Don't ask me to build them. I'm terrible at building decks. Just awful. Hold on, I'm gonna put things away while I'm taking bites at the food. I think it'll be fine. The sauce is runny enough that I think it'll coat all of the rice. Ooh, I could have put honey in it. Not honey, but honey. I could have put some more. You know what I meant. It doesn't help in the teriyaki department, but what are you gonna do? You do love coleslaw? I love coleslaw. If you ask me what my favorite genre of food is, it's American barbecue, for sure. American barbecue. I'm just gonna finish this. Gonna make mine a little extra lemony, but I'm not putting back a tiniest little drizzle of lemon juice into the fridge. I love American barbecue. I love smoked meats, coleslaw, baked beans, mac and cheese, cornbread, and of course a fucking bussin' barbecue sauce. If you don't have something with some sweet and some heat, get out of my kitchen. That's what I live for. It's my shit. I would totally get a smoker if I could. A full ass industrial sized one. And just have like ribs out there. Let them smoke forever. Put a brisket out there. Life would be fantastic. Barbecue's the best? Hell yeah. We're on the same level. I made 4-color energy. Current iteration needs more targeted removal and draw. That's a problem for when I have money, yeah. What's your favorite barbecue meat? Ribs. I like ribs. I like everything about sitting down with a rack of ribs. Like, don't get me wrong, I think the better meat is brisket. Having a smoked brisket is probably the most delicious meat, but I like the experience of eating ribs, of like pulling off the little rib meat and then eating it, and then pulling off the next one and eating that, having the sauce on it. Because with the brisket, I don't think I normally want to put barbecue sauce on a brisket just because brisket's already so flavorful, and I don't want to take away from it. Not that a good smoked pork can't be, but it's like it's just outside the range of quality that you can feel good about putting a sauce on it. So ribs for me is where it's at. Plus they're messy as fuck, and I love that too. You gotta eat it with your hands. It's the only right way to do it. If you're eating ribs with like a fork and a knife, you're fucked up, dude. That's not cool. I remember when my mom forced me to make brisket in the oven. It's not bad, there's a way you could do it. Obviously a smoker is going to be the thing that you want. Here, let me lift this up, because I have to hold my hand over this so that you guys can see it. If you like wrap it in aluminum foil, well, first if you're gonna do a brisket, like trim the fat off the sides of it until you're left with most of the meat, and then just completely coat that thing in salt and pepper. Just super thick amount of salt and pepper, and then wrap it in aluminum foil and let it sit in the oven on like probably 180-ish all damn day. And then it'll be fine. It shouldn't lose a lot of the juice, it shouldn't lose a lot. It won't be smoked, obviously, but you could do it and it would still be good. But if you just put that thing in raw, if you just throw a slab of meat on a cooking sheet and then put it in the oven, yeah, you should be put in jail. You had to hand grind all the pepper you used? But because you put that labor in, it probably tasted better. I gotta say, the sesame slaw, it fits pretty well. A friend of mine makes the best ribs. Homemade seasoning rub, homemade barbecue sauce. And the ribs come out so tender, the meat was practically liquid. Hell yeah. That's a good friend. You want to keep them around? I've now, because I make my own sauces, it's so normal to me. But what do you guys normally use for your barbecue? I used to be a Stubbs kind of person. Stubbs was a good barbecue sauce. But now it's just whenever I'm in the mood to make a sauce, I make the sauce. I'm the sauce boss. Don't tell the epic meal guys though. I don't want them showing up at my house to throw down. Sweet Baby Ray's? Yeah! No, you're not trash. Sweet Baby Ray's is fine. It's good. Well, there's very few things I'll fault you for. KC Masterpiece is fine. Shit, the Heinz 51 steak sauce I like. A1. I mean, that's not really barbecue, it's steak sauce, but you catch my drift. Like, I don't know the best way to put this other than I've always been poor, so I've not had the luxury of being super picky. And so I just kind of live with what I'm given. Obviously, there's things that are better, and if given the choice, I'd prefer it. But I don't think it makes you trash to say you like Sweet Baby Ray's. Now, if you want to make barbecue, we could do that right now. I have everything I need. Do you guys want to do that? You want to make a barbecue sauce real fast? Yeah? Okay. Let me sit this down before I fucking devour it. Well. Group barbecue starts now. Alright, you're going over here. This oil is still very hot. I think it's still useful. I could still use this again. It is getting kind of dark. If you're ever wondering about reusing oil, just look at the darkness of it. Here's the canola as it started. Now obviously this pot is black, so the color grading is going to be a little bit off, but the darker it gets, the more burnt your oil is going to taste. Which obviously affects the flavor, but the darkness in there, this doesn't seem too bad. I could probably get one more use out of it. And I'm going to use a coffee filter and just filter the oil through that to get out all of the breading bits and then save it in a jar. Okay, I'm going to reuse this. I'm just going to wash this out real fast. Not have any of the flavors from the lemon teriyaki sauce in this if we can. There we go. So, there's only a couple base ingredients you need for a serviceable barbecue sauce. Let me see if I already have something open. We do. Cool. Get you ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, and some brown sugar. Pretty simple. Do you have any job recommendations? My hip has been getting worse, so it's hard to walk for extended periods of time. No fucking clue. I've been out of the game for a while, and my last couple jobs were customer service, and it feels like post-COVID, things just got absolutely crazy. So, a little ketchup, a little Worcestershire sauce, and then a big clod of brown sugar. Again, if you're looking for measurements, you're at the wrong place. We're vibes-based cooking in this house. And what we're looking for is we're going to mix this up, of course, but we don't want it to be grainy from the sugar in there. We want to make sure that it is fully saturated, but since we put in Worcestershire sauce and we put in ketchup, that could easily get oversaturated really fast because it's already full of other things. It's not just like pure water. There's other stuff in there. So we're going to heat this up until it starts bubbling a little bit. We don't want it like a full roiling boil or it's going to be burnt to shit. But we want it to be bubbly. Some call centers let you work from home, but other than that, they're soul-sucking. Yeah. Oh, we're on an ad. Alright, I'll wait on that. We're just stirring this anyway. Not doing a whole lot. I worked tech support in a call center. I don't think I could ever work a call center again. I don't think I could do it. I don't have the heart to deal with customer service anymore. I could probably work a job staying in the line of a restaurant or something. If I could... There we go. Turn this down. We don't want to boil it. Going to leave this low, wait for people to come back from the ad break. I don't know how many of you are subscribers, so I don't know who we've lost. Obviously, if you're over on the YouTube side, you don't have to deal with this, but I apologize because I don't have my chat aggregator, so if you've been over on the YouTube side and chatting, I'm sorry I didn't see it. I only have Twitch chat up because both of these computers are total garbage, and they were chugging, and I didn't want the stream PC to be fucked up. And honestly, my Twitch chat's way more active than my YouTube chat. Okay. So, I don't have people energy for call centers. I already enter a state where I attempt to eat my own organs if I talk to friends for too long. I don't feel that. The problem with customer service for me is that people have gotten way too entitled and dickish since COVID. Like, it was already pretty bad before that, but something happened during COVID that just made people insufferable. Okay, we've been stirring this for a little bit. We're gonna give this a little taste. Devlin! Hey, thanks for the sub! Welcome back! On a 7th month streak? 14 months in? Hell yeah. Give that a little taste. Pretty good. I think this could be a little sweeter, but this is where I'll say, this is a base. This is your barbecue base. From here, you have a lot of options open to you. You could go a little bit heavier on the brown sugar and make a brown sugar, like a super sweet barbecue sauce. It'll probably thicken up as well. We could, of course, as I mentioned before, put a little honey in there, which I'm gonna do. Make this a little sweeter. I'm a spicy person. I love spicy. So I'm gonna come over here and grab something out of that. We could do sriracha, of course. I don't want to make this too hot. Oh, ghost pepper sauce. I say not wanting to make this too hot. But this, we only put a couple drips in here. Can you even see this? Is this gonna be too blurry? A little ghost pepper sauce. There we go. Some honey, some ghost pepper. I have soul-consuming autism. I need magic or cuddles or I start taking psychic damage. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's something that can be worked through, though. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I don't know. I want to be empathetic. But I would hope that you're able to find coping mechanisms to get through it so that it's not so debilitating. I know a lot of people with social anxiety, and I would just hope that they don't get... It doesn't ruin their life. That's about it. Okay, that tastes pretty good. The honey and the ghost pepper, I like that. I think what this could use... The pepperiness is there. I think I need more pepper. I'm worried about putting in any more brown sugar because I think this one, it'll start getting grainy. Likewise, if I put in some... I'm gonna put in some garlic powder and then stir that up. But again, you have to be worried about making things taste grainy when you start with bases like this. The ketchup was already a very saturated sauce. Worcestershire's already a saturated sauce. I mean, it already got a bunch of brown sugar in there. You don't want it to taste grainy. That's not a good mouthfeel. Keep it going. Now, if I wanted to make this match the dish, I probably would put in sesame oil, but I already did sesame oil for the cabbage. If I were to reimagine this dish to do it with a barbecue sauce, I put the sesame oil in here, and then for the cabbage, do something more like ginger. Do ginger in the slaw sauce. And then that way I can get those Asian flavors in both of them. I guess I could do a ginger barbecue sauce and leave this. Do I have any ginger left? I got coriander. Ooh, I do have a little bit of ginger left. Hold on. We can soup this up. Now, again, I'm putting in powder into the sauce that's already like this, so we're probably gonna have to add a little water or something. Yeah. Get the rest of this out here, please. Again, this is why we do vibes-based cooking. Did I know I was gonna do ginger at the start of this? No. I had no fucking clue we'd end up on ginger. But here we are. Would I prefer fresh ginger? You bet your ass I would, but it's easier to get my hands on the powdered stuff and to keep it around. Okay. I've tried, I really tried. I don't get the reward chemicals I need, so once I'm out of people energy, my brain can't tell the difference between a conversation and lit on fire. Yeah, I don't know what you do about that. No clue, bruh. Like I said, I don't have that problem, and I already don't want to do any more customer service. If I could work the line of a kitchen, that's where I would feel fantastic. Because then I get to work with food and not have to deal directly with customers. Obviously, if it was my own restaurant, that would be the best. Then I can make, like, delicious barbecue or something every day. And eat it every day. Would I get tired of it? Maybe. Alright, let's see. It's gingery. It does have that little bit of graininess to it. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull the lemon juice back out. I think the little splash of acid in here and a liquid for something to bind to is gonna help out. Let's see, vibes-based cooking. Just taste it as you go. Just put things in the pot and taste it. It's very hard to go wrong. Okay, if you're baking, vibes-based baking is different than vibes-based cooking. Vibes-based cooking is okay. If you go into baking and you try to just go, yeah, I'll do a little pinch of this, a little pinch of that, you're gonna end up with some funky ass baked goods. It's different. I'm sure there's plenty of very seasoned bakers that can do that. Their intuition's been very honed for it, but I think it's easier to do that with cooking than it is with baking. Alright, give this a taste now. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's got a little heat, it's got a little sweet, it's got a little bite from the ginger. Everything came together there. Let's turn off the heat. I'm gonna put a little of this on my pork. Like so. And then I'm just gonna put the rest of that in a little jar and save that for later. There you go. It's a little barbecue sauce. A little how-to on making barbecue. Ooh, I got the perfect thing for it. I got a little squirt bottle. I'm gonna let that cool down before I put it in there. I don't want to get microplastics any more than I have to in my body. What did you guys think? Did you like the cooking stream? I know we've done a couple of these now, and I always like doing them. I wish my setup was better, but we're kind of low-class people. We're kind of budget streamers. You endure until you can't? I just want to do data entry. Please feed me spreadsheets. Yeah. Baking is actual chemistry. That shit will go sideways if you add too much dry ingredients. Cooking is a sandbox. Have fun making any sauce your heart desires. I mean, cooking is also chemistry. It's just that the leeway you have in baking is so much narrower for whatever you're targeting. When I do something in cooking, like with this sauce, if I went a little bit too heavy with the Worcestershire and I started cooking this and then I went to taste it and it didn't taste right, then it's easy to balance that out. I just put a little bit more of something else in there. But with baking, you don't know how the structure of the bake is going to turn out until after the bake. Like, there's some things that the flavor changes once it's cooked, or once you mix it with something else, of course. It's not going to be exact. But with baking, the problem becomes with the structure. Like, the breading I made today, I immediately know I could do that better. The breading itself could have stayed the same, but I needed to freeze the pork chops. I should have breaded them last night, put them in the freezer, And then today when I came out to cook them, throw them in a super hot deep fryer so that the breading would get really crispy before the pork chop gets overcooked. That's not something you can really fix on the fly, but it's a little bit easier than, you know, taking a cupcake, making a whole batch, and then realizing that you didn't put enough baking soda in it and they're a little bit flat, or you didn't put the right amount of butter in. Any number of those things. You could still do little switch ups. It's just not a lot of wiggle room. That's a good sauce. That's a good gingery sauce. When I do another cooking stream, what do you all want to see? I want to do something that requires me to chop up a bunch of onions or something. I like playing with the knife. Any excuse to cut things up is great. I could do like a stew, maybe? I could do something like that. Oh, the music stopped again. Autoplay YouTube my ass. Connect to the internet? What do you mean connect to the internet? I'm still alive, right? That's weird. Anyway. OBS says I'm still good. OBS isn't freaking out. Blah blah! You cook like the stars? We are the stars. We made a our pork katsu dish with a little slaw with a little taste of sesame to it, and then I made a barbecue sauce just to show chat how to make barbecue sauce, and then we made it ginger so it's a little bit more Asian to go with this dish. How's your day going? How are you? Hey Digi! Yeah, we're munching. We're munching. That's good stuff. I love this stuff. This is like the perfect amount of heat. Ghost pepper. I have some hotter sauce up in my room that I was using for punishments for monster hunter deaths. That stuff is super strong. It tastes good, don't get me wrong, but you can only have very little amounts of it. It will overpower the flavor of everything else. Super strong. But again, it does taste good. Hell, sometimes... Okay, to be fair, it's not much of a punishment because I will just put it on a cracker and eat it anyway. It is hot. It's super fucking hot. But it's just like, it's what I was telling you all last night when I was playing with Thrav and Honey. Like, how do you kink shame me when kink shaming is one of my kinks? How do you punish me with hot sauce when I already love eating hot sauce? Hard, right? Okay, let's start putting stuff away. I've downed all of the food. I get the feeling we're gonna have to cook some more dinner later tonight. It's only 7 o'clock? That doesn't seem right. That clock can't be right. What about this one? Yeah, 9 o'clock makes more sense. Like 2 hours in and I was an hour late. It can't possibly be 7 o'clock. Yeah, with it being 9 o'clock, we're definitely going to be making some more food at like 2 in the morning. Probably be some pasta or something. I had like 3 days of nachos. It was good to have something to finally break it up. Did y'all have a good time? Okay, so the music. You're just playing one song now? Is that what we're doing? I'm not offline. YouTube. I'm not. What the fuck? YouTube? Yeah, see, connect to the internet? What do you mean? I'm not offline. I am connected to the internet. You're drunk. Alright, fine. We'll just not have music. Like, if I didn't have internet, I couldn't be streaming right now. It's not how it... What do you mean? YouTube? Fucking weirdos. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for joining the cooking stream. I don't really have the means to do a raid, so we're probably just gonna end this bitch. But make sure to come back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. We're gonna be doing the Ocarina of Time randomizer race with Alpaca Snack Pack. On Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna be doing some video projects and stuff. Thursday, we got a huge day. We're going to be starting it off at 4 p.m. Eastern, doing Monster Hunter Wilds with Spoonie Hudson. We got the Arc-Tempered Ray Dow. We got, I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of time before the next thing, so we'll probably do some Last Epoch to fill in. And then at midnight, we're going to be starting a run of Fly Night with Banicula. Then Friday, we're going to be doing a Fansly stream. On Saturday, I'm not going to be streaming, but Jazz is going to be doing a special event, and we're going to be joining her for that. So make sure to stay tuned. I hope you all enjoyed the cooking stream. If you want to go back and watch any of it from the beginning, we have VODs over on YouTube. Just hit !YouTube and you'll be taken over there. You can check all my socials, get on Blue Sky, find my schedule, join my Discord, all of those lovely places. Thank you all so much. Oh, you can do the raid for me, Deader? Alright, I'll leave it up to Deader. Deader, throw us somewhere. Take us someplace we want to be. And we'll raid on out. And I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you learned something. I hope you go and make some good food for yourself. Don't be afraid to keep your measuring cups in the drawer. And just to feel things out, make sure to taste it. I couldn't stretch it anymore. I was stretching out that outro as long as I could. I was waiting to do my signature to finish it. Can I see? Will I know when the raid started? I don't know if I'll see the raid starting from the screen. I'm actually on Jazz's account right now because this is her little computer right here. I didn't want to bother with logging out, but she's a mod in my channel, so I was able to see the mod view. Are we raiding? Oh, we're going to Desync. Okay. Alright, let's head on over to Desync. He's a little void cat. He's a cutie. He's zany. He's wacky. He isn't an 18+ streamer though, so make sure to keep it in your pants, even if they have their anime girl thing out. Keep that in mind. But try to be as supportive as you can. Use those raid portals. And we're gone. Alright. And I'll end it over here on the YouTube side. See you later, YouTube. Thank you so